history student be like, this life I can't kill myself for. I can't kill myself for. I can't kill myself for. Make una yeah. But for dating in history, you must to kill yourself for. Yes, you must to kill yourself for. I said you must to kill yourself for. Make una yeah. Date is very important in history. So watch with me, dating in history. Hello viewers, you're welcome back to my channel. If you're a new subscriber, you are most welcome, and if you're a returning subscriber, this is my love for you. So please keep on liking my channel, the things you see, keep on sharing and keep on subscribing. It will do me a lot of good, and also you. It is History with Ade one more time. So the reason why we are here this day, or why you're looking at me, is because I thought of a particular topic that I have seen that students of history are struggling with. Maybe I did have a promotion with that also while I was in school. I don't know. But students in the primary school, secondary school, and even a few of undergraduates, and those of you who love history, might have issue concerning what I want to talk about. And this is dating in history. You know, remember in the last discourse we had in our video, I made it to understand how important dates are in history, because dates actually record events of things that has happened. And for you to understand what date is, you need to understand what chronology is. So chronology is the order in which an event happened in time. Chronology is an order in which an event happened in time. So you might have been seeing things like BC, you've been seeing things like AD, you've been seeing things like BCE, you've been seeing things like connotative C, and you're like, what is this thing talking about? Now let's look at how date can be very important in one's life. Like me now, my friends have always been wondering how good I am with dates. I didn't even know I was going to study history, but I've always loved dates. Now, for example, in 2007, yes, also I entered into my GSS, and there was this brother there that was like, so you said you don't know where pinafore, and it was all funny. In 2009, I got baptized according to the Christian belief. In 2013, I got into a fight in school. I don't even want to remember it now. And now this is 2022. I am a YouTuber, so you can see how events in my life are so you can see how dates are so wonderful, or you can see how dates are so important in our lives. And of course, a woman wouldn't want to forget the date of her firstborn child, especially with the pains she felt in labor, or a bride forgetting her wedding day. It's not possible. You see how dates are very important. So let's start with the now, to understand this concept very well, you need to know what decade is, what century is, and what millennium is. So for decade, it's actually used for the years of 10, that is 10 years. For century, it means 100 years, and millennium, it means 1,000 years. So let's quickly go back. I said BC means before Christ, AD means Anno Domini. For those who don't want to do the religious name mentioning of Christ, you can just go with BCE, which is the same thing as BC. BCE means before Common Era, or we have CE for AD, that is Common Era. So you see, the things with those dates is that for you to be able to understand it, you need to know that the number starting the name of a century is higher than the number starting the century. I will take that again. The number starting the name of a century is always higher than the number of the century itself, because periodization in history is like putting an event in a date block, putting the period of an event in a date block. Perhaps you've seen things like 16th century, 12th century, 1900 to 1999, but this is where you get to understand what I am talking about. So I said, for you to have a grasp of how this century works, you need to understand that the number that starts the dates of a century is always higher than the number in a century. So for example, how do we count it? I can put it to you rightly that we are in the third millennium. How is that possible? A millennium is 1,000 years, and we have 1,000, 2,000, and 3,000. We're already walking towards the third millennium. I hope you understand what I'm trying to say, because this is 2022, so a first thousand, another 1,000, that's 2,000. This 2022, we are working towards another millennium. So that is 3 millennium. So now back to the century thing. So you see a digit saying it is 19th century, with the understanding that in the name is always higher than the number of a century. You know that we are talking about from 1800 to 1899. To make it more easier for you, in the periodization of dates, you need to understand that it starts with a 00 at the back of a digit and ends with a 99. Let's start with the letter BC. So when you see the letter BC, it means before Christ. When you see AD, it means Anno Domini, which is the year of the Lord, or the date after the death of Christ. Something like this: 1800 to 1899, 1700 to 1799, 1600 to 1699. And since the name of the century is always higher than the number starting, when I say 16th century, I mean 1500 to 1599. When I say 20th century, I mean 1900 to 1999. Or when you see something that is like, for example, we are in the 21st century, so it means it's starting from 2000 and it will be ending in 2999. So it will be starting from 2000, ending at 2999. I don't know how many of us will still be alive today. So according to the Christian belief, it is said that Jesus died over 2,000 years ago. So starting with the AD, Anno Domini, in the year of the Lord, it shows that Jesus lived from around that time, and that's how we are counting the century today. So remember, when you see BC, it means before Christ. When you see AD, it means Anno Domini, that's after the death of Christ. When you see a connotative C, it means around the period of time which is not specific to the very year we started to invent technology. So that's what we mean by a connotative C, second, that is around a particular time. Also, in the periodization or dating in history, we have different kind of ages. Now, remember in the last class, I made us to understand that there's a period called prehistory, that is a time before the invention of writing. Under this period, we have the Stone Age, the Bronze Age, and also the Iron Age. And then, of course, we have the period of writing, in which we have the Classical Age, we have the Middle Age, and now the Modern Age. And of course, we're in the Modern Age, where we have different technologies. So for me to know that you understood what I meant by dating in history, or that you understand what I have just taught you on dating in history, I'll be giving you a little exercise to be sure that you understand. So let's go. I want the answers in my comment section. So when you see century ending with 15th century, what period am I talking about? When you see a question that says 1900 to 1999, what am I talking about? When you see something that says 1428 to 1499, what century am I talking about? So I hope you understood today's class. We said AD means Anno Domini, we said BC means before Christ, and if you choose not to go with the Christian or religious way of calling these things, you can just go with the CE, which is the common era, or BCE, which is before common era. So now you should not be confused concerning dating in history. See you in the next video. Bye.